Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. Wanted to talk about the big Toyota conspiracy with regards to the Tacoma and probably all the rest of their popular brands. But before I get into that, I did wash the Toyota Tacoma today. Also cleaned out the inside. It's nice and clean, dried off, and I discovered something when I was doing this. You know, I've always use the bucket method. You know, you dump the soap in the bucket, fill it up with water, grab one of those Mitt things or whatever and a hose and wash it down. But I got a little bit lazy and I think I discovered something that makes it a little bit easier. I was just going to spray it off. It had dust and bird droppings on it. I didn't feel like washing it, so I was going to spray it off and forget about it, right? Well, it dawned on me that I actually have a spray bottle that was full of a mixture of dishwashing soap and water. I was using this when I was going to do some sort of film on the Honda that I had before. So I saw it actually sitting up there and I thought, you know, I'm going to just grab this, wet the truck down, and then just spray it on the truck. Then I'll take a mitt, and soak it down, rinse it out, whatever, and then I'll just go over what I had sprayed on the truck, kind of like a gun or something, you know, those spray foam cannons, whatever they're called, except I do it by hand with just a bottle. So I sprayed this stuff all over the side of the truck, and then I used my mitt like I normally would, rinsing it off as I went so I didn't get it embedded with dirt and stuff because the truck was very dirty. It worked fantastically. Much simpler to do, and plenty of soap. Probably because I had a pretty strong concentration of soap in this mixture. I think I would probably go a little less than I did before. I'll have to experiment with it. And there's no reason why you can't do the same thing with this kind of soap, the kind you would normally put in a bucket, right? So I think for me, I have discovered an easier, probably lazier way to wash the truck. Much prefer doing this, and I gotta say, you don't have to screw with a bucket or anything else. You just squirt it on there and it is so simple. Does anybody else do it that way? Leave a comment, I'd be curious to know. Now, we've got a clean Tacoma out there, so of course I gotta go take it for a ride. It's supposed to rain today later, so it's probably not gonna last long. And let's talk about the big Toyota Tacoma conspiracy, or at least what people are saying. All right, out here cruising around in the clean Toyota Tacoma for now. But let's get to the meat of the video, and that is this theory, this thinking that Toyota is involved in some sort of a supply conspiracy. What people are saying is that Toyota is intentionally holding back on delivery or availability of the Toyota Tacoma and other popular models just so they can raise the pricing and create more demand, I guess. Now, while that's certainly not unheard of, I'm sure that's happened in the past, probably many times, I personally don't believe that to be true. Now, how some of this came up, if you're not aware, I have another channel. It's called Hybrid Now. Check it out, subscribe to it if you're interested in the hybrids. I actually just received, or just bought, a Toyota Prius. Love that thing. Gotta say, it probably has changed my mind about what the Tacoma hybrid is going to be, but that's a different video. So anyway, when I bought that car, it took me a while. It took me probably 6 weeks of trying to grab cars out of allocation because they had nothing in stock. Now, this car has been out since I think late last year. You know how Toyota releases new models, right? Still in short supply, still could not get one. And of course the accusations start to fly. It's a big conspiracy. Toyota is intentionally holding them back, slowing down production so that they can raise prices. Now, I did not find that necessarily to be true. I think the supply of parts is really the big issue right now. Not to mention transportation. We seem to be strike happy across the country. Everybody is striking somewhere about something or threatening it. And I think that is what is really causing the trouble. Now, keep in mind, it does take time to build a new truck, right? Although they can probably pop one out every couple, 3 days, I imagine. I don't think it takes that long to build a truck. So if you have an assembly line going, you're going to have several coming out every day, if you can get the parts and things that you need to build the vehicles. Now, I did experience something on this last purchase on this Prius, and I've been hearing about this, but I haven't experienced it myself until this time around. And that is the key fob. I only received one key fob, and it's due to the chip shortage. They can't get chips to produce key fobs, so they're only giving one out. Now, it doesn't mean you're never going to get one. I was told that down the road, I will get my second one. Toyota will contact me, and I can go to the dealership to have it associated or paired, whatever you want to call it, with the truck. Now, that's kind of a drag, because that means I have to go spend more time at the dealership because of something that I'm not in control of, and apparently neither is Toyota, but something I shouldn't have had to deal with from the beginning. Keep in mind, when you get your new Tacoma, chances are you're going to be experiencing the same thing. They're not going to have the key fob, and you're going to have to go back and spend time having one associated with your truck. Now, as far as timing goes on that, I know I digress a little bit, but it's all about this conspiracy theory, right? As far as timing goes on it, could be several months before you get it, and I've heard as long as a 2-hour wait at the dealership. I am not looking forward to that, but of course, I do want that $200, $300, $400 key fob that I should have. Now, why are people thinking that there's some kind of big conspiracy going on? Well, obviously, it doesn't help when you go to the dealership's lot and there's nothing there. Or you look at their allocations and they don't have very many coming in. Of course, that depends on what part of the country you live in, I think. Obviously, and it makes sense to me, the bigger markets are going to get more trucks. I mean, if you were a company and you're selling whatever it is, and you can sell more in, let's say, in my area, Houston, than you can in South Texas, you're going to send more to Houston because you're going to make more money doing that. And it is a business. I think people forget sometimes that Toyota is a for-profit business. They're going to do things and make decisions to get them more profit. Another reason why some folks probably believe that this conspiracy thing exists. Now, as far as the pricing goes, I find that it's really the dealership that adds this money and stuff on. It's not the manufacturer. It's not Toyota. They're not adding money to the sticker because of supposed market shortages or market premiums. That doesn't mean that Toyota doesn't raise prices. They certainly do. I expect when we have the new Tacoma coming out, it's going to be somewhere in the $1,500 to $3,000 more. In other words, there's going to be an MSRP increase. I don't think it's going to be a lot more than that. Doesn't mean the dealership isn't going to tap on some money, but I don't think the manufacturer is going to do that. Eventually they would price themselves out of the market. I've heard some people say, in talking about the new Pro that's coming, which will be a hybrid, that they're going to add somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000, and I'm talking about Toyota, the manufacturer, to that price. I don't see that happening. I do see an increase, and I do see the dealerships adding a premium, but I don't see Toyota doing that. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, when you get into a truck that then would be approaching $70,000 for a Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That, in my opinion, would price them out of the market. Just doesn't make any sense for them to do that. I mean, I could be wrong. Time will tell. We shall see. I suspect any day now, Toyota is going to be announcing pricing and details on the new Tacoma. Anyway, as far as this big conspiracy goes, supply conspiracy, I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I think it's simply a matter of supply. Who knows? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think Toyota is intentionally limiting supply to somehow raise the pricing? Leave a comment down below. I'd be curious to know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.